Good morning, everyone. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you to the 11th Foundation Day celebration of the Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli. We would like to take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to the dignitaries, our respected faculty, staff, students, and alumni who have joined us today. We would like to invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Chairman Board of Governors, Director, Dean Administration, and Dean Academics to the dais. Kindly switch off your mobile phones for the entire duration of the ceremony. We thank you for your cooperation and understanding. We would now like to invite all the dignitaries to inaugurate the ceremony with invocation and lighting of the lamp.
Please come, sir.
कुंदेन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता मंडितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा सरस्वती भगवती निशेष जाड्या
Yes, sir.
We would now request Professor Godwin Tennyson, Professor and Dean Administration, to present the bouquet to the Chief Guest. We would request Professor Deepak Kumar Srivastav, Professor and Dean Academics, to present the bouquet to the Chairman.
अरे हम लोग तो सब घर के हैं।
It is our immense pleasure to show you a few glimpses from the glorious journey of IIM Trichy over the last decade.
IIM Trichy began its journey in the NIT Trichy campus, where it welcomed its first batch of students. The foundation stone was laid by Sri Kapil Sibal. And here's a glimpse of the decade gone by at our prestigious institute.
What a proud moment for all of us. That deserves a round of applause. Moving on to the next part. We would like to invite Dr. Pawan Kumar Singh, Director, Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli. Previously, Sir has served as the Director of Management Development Institute, Gurgaon, Director in charge of Indian Institute of Management, Indore, and Chairperson of Academic Committee of IIM Sambalpur. Dr. Singh holds a PhD in Management with post-graduation in Economics, as well as Personnel Management and Industrial Relations. He has guided research, provided consultancy, and trained personnel of all levels from various professions like management, engineering, medicine, defense services, bureaucracy, science, education, judiciary, editorial service, etc. Dr. Singh has published books in various languages. Along with this, he has also published research articles and popular articles and has presented various academic papers in national and international seminars. We would now request Sir to address the gathering.
My delight knows no bound, and very happy to be with you all. And this celebration moment, happy birthday to IIM Tiruchirappalli. We are now 11 years old and young. Very dear, our Honorable Chief Guest, Sri Satish Babuji, who is now Executive Director, Human Resource at NLC, Neyveli, Tamil Nadu, India. Let me say that any institution is known by the well-wishers they keep, like any individual is known by the friend he or she keeps. And we are very happy to have our great friend and great well-wisher, Sri Satish Babuji here. Welcome you all, sir. Welcome you, sir. And some of you may be knowing, some of you may not be knowing, we have very deep relationship and longer relationship with NLC, with IIM Tiruchirappalli, and we are very happy to have Sri Satish Babuji here. It is occasion to welcome our Honorable Chairman of DOG, Sri Jalaj Daniji here. Welcome, sir. In one of the interactions, I was asked, what is your understanding about Board of Governors? And my answer was spontaneous, because I believe in spontaneity, that board is like an ether, which is present everywhere and influences from all directions, but visible nowhere. And that is the quality of wind, air. Without air, we cannot live for a few moments also. And air is not visible, but still working everywhere and available everywhere. So under the guidance of DOG and captained by Sri Jalaj Daniji, this institution is growing, and today we have reached a very important junction, that is completion of 11 years of IIM Tiruchirappalli. Dear all DOG members, we wanted to invite them, but you know, Omicron preceded by COVID-19. So we are missing our board members here physically, but many of them must have got connected. And we welcome you all, dear DOG members, in this congregation. Dear all guests who are attending from this online platform, my dear two deans, Dean Academic Professor Deepak Srivastava, and he's captaining the academic side of the institution, and Dean Administration Professor Godwin ji, welcome. It is your institution, it is our family, but still I am very happy that we are all here together. Then out of 5 elements when we see Chilijan Power Gagan Samira, faculty is the most base. It's out of 5, if you ask me, with whom you would like to analogize. Faculty should be analogized with which element? I would say Earth, Dhara, which holds everything. Without faculty, we cannot imagine. This institute will suffer if director is not here for 6 months, but will not suffer if director is not here for 6 days. Yeah. But it will start suffering if faculty is not here for 6 hours. 6 minutes we can suffer. We can carry on. Anyway, so the stakeholder or the role player whom we call faculty holds this institute together and actually gets the base. Dear officers and staff, you create all environments so that the process of creation and assimilation and dissemination and implementation of knowledge may take place. So heartfelt gratitude to all officers and all staff who create great learning environment in this institution. Very dear students, because you are there, that's why I got employment here. And I equate, out of 5 elements, I equate students with Agni Tattva. Jalaiyega mat, roshni dijiyega, theek hai? Because you have to know that how to go forward. And Agni Tattva, what it does, it basically provides light. Electricity properly used actually gives benefit from many directions. And it is students who are the present of this country and also future most welcome. And I would like to clap for our dear students. You are the future. Great learners make great teachers. I can say, I can vouch for that. For more than 3 decades as a humble teacher, I would say it is students who make teacher as a teacher. We try to provide some knowledge to you, but you actually give the base for our own development. The quality of questions you raise as a researcher or as a postgraduate student, that quality actually helps a teacher to get fortified in his or her own area and also able to integrate with other areas also, other subjects also. So dear students, your institute is celebrating today 11th birthday, that is Foundation Day. Dear alumni, many alumni have joined through online, and alumni means those who had been officially here on roll as a student, but they are students forever. And I have also worked at 5 or 6 academic institutions, and I love all the institutions I worked. But actually, where I studied, there is a special love for that. I keep my ex-employers in my mind, but I keep my school teachers or college teachers or college in heart. So I have all reasons to say that alumni and students, this institute belongs to you more than any of persons like us who basically draw salary from here. So welcome, dear alumni, our friends from media, all dear well-wishers, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 11th Foundation Day. And 11 is very auspicious number. You know, 11 is the minimum number you can give. 11 is very auspicious number. And we are entering into our 12th year of existence from now onward. It is time for us to feel and to express gratitude, because a person, a human being without feeling of gratitude, I think calling him animal is de-dignifying animal itself. So first of all, we must remember that who created the ideas of such institution. And because for a very short period, for about 7-8 months, I was director in charge of IIM Indore, 2008. It was happening here for IIMs. New IIMs were being discussed those days in 2008. Minister himself, Arjun Singh Ji, was taking great interest in all these things. And entire bureaucracy of Ministry of HRD, which is now known as MOE, Ministry of Education. So for some time, I was directly witness of these things happening. New IIMs will come. The discussion started in 2008, and institutions in 2010 and 11 were born, 6 institutions at one go. Out of that, IIM Tiruchirappalli is one of them. And our gratitude to all those who actually created the seed idea of creating more institutions of eminence, especially in the field of management. And from that time onward, it was decided that institutions will come in Tamil Nadu and also in Chhattisgarh, and of course in Uttarakhand, and then came in Jharkhand, Ranchi, or then it was in Rajasthan, Udaipur. So 6 came in 2010-11, and further 7 came in 2015. And earlier there were 7, 3 plus 2. You can understand because you're all students of management. IIMs came in the scheme of 3 plus 1, that is Lucknow, plus 2, Kozhikode Indore, plus 1, that is Shillong, plus 6, B, and plus 7 in 2015. And the score is now 20. So that was the birth of IIM Tiruchirappalli. And from that time onward, we have now Sri Jalas Daniji is the second chairman, and the first chairman has been Sri Damodaranji. And Damodaranji, yesterday he exchanged a mail with me. He said that I must get your 10 years memoir that you are 1 decade memoir that you are publishing. And when I was director of MBI Gurgaon, I was also in touch with him. And when I was coming from there to join here, I had a telephonic talk with him. And I said him, sir, I owe some money to you. He said, how much money you owe from me? I said, 22,000 rupees. How? Because UTI, certain certificates were with me, and UTI was a sung organization. He came and revived. And suddenly one day I found that the lost money value is 22,000, and I'll get that money. I got that money. So I thanked him. Anyway, it's just on lighter side. But great thanks to our first chairman, Sri Damodaranji, and the next second chairman, our very lovely and honorable Sri Jalas Daniji. And my gratitude, our gratitude goes for the first director, Dr. Prafulla Agnihotriji. Sometime I talked with him. Now he's in Mumbai, and our great thanks to him as first director. He helped, and that is a great job. Being a first director of an institute like IIM, 2 or 3 very crucial tasks he or she has to perform, whoever is the first director. Creating the basic, visible, physical infrastructure, subtler infrastructure like environment, culture, of course, education, faculty, students. One has to establish DGP first. Then comes, of course, research program, and also, say, executive education. So I can easily understand how much, let us say, challenges the first director might have felt. And gratitude, our heartfelt gratitude goes to the second director, that is Professor Bhim Rai Maitriji. And in between he leaving and my joining, our thanks goes to Dr. Godwinji also, who shouldered the responsibility as director in charge of this institute. So gratitude to all of them. And then, of course, alumni. When I joined here, I found our alumni base is working well. And Chennai-based center alumni is so well lit because I wanted to target that alumni group first. But I found that need not be targeted. The target should be here, the home turf alumni, which needs to be still play the role of registered alumni body. Some of the students may be knowing or may not be knowing that our Chennai-based alumni body is registered body, and our Tiruchirappalli-based PGP alumni body is not registered body. We will take a move. I think Professor Manikandanji will go for that. We have discussion, and now Dr. Manikandanji is shouldering the responsibility of chairperson alumni. All alumni, all their students, they are working well, and slowly you see when an institution becomes, typically management institution becomes about 12, 15 years old. So कहते हैं ना पेड़ में पकने लगता है फल, fruits get ripened. Similarly, alumni get ripened when the institute becomes 15 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old, and slowly our alumni, when we watch them, they are getting ripened here and there and here, and they are beautiful fruits in the various trees that we have. Trees means any kind of organization, or let us say self-driven activity or entrepreneurship. So in this way, our journey went on, and today we are very happy to say that one memoir, 1 decade of journey of IIM Trichy will be released today. and that we have tried to document everything there. And a special thanks to the entire team that has worked there to create this memorial. And today we shall have before us. You see, I would like to say, let us all today do a self-declaration. Need not to be extrovert, but in your introvert mechanism, rededicate yourself to the institution. Either director or faculty or anyone, students especially. Let us rededicate our psyche, our let us say intention to serve this institution better, because this is the occasion to do that. Of course, with the sense of joy and festivity. And if you see your logo says that Jnanam Anantam, Jnana lijiye. But becoming a Jnani is a painful process. But there is no joy without pain. A mother feels the joy after pain. And there is a word called Dvij. Dvij, when it got published in Harvard Business Review, we started saying about Dvij. We so much depend on others. But Dvij means twice born, second born. First time everybody is born. And if I am born first time only and second time my birth does not take place, I was born only to give labor pain to my mother. That is the kind of vow we take now. We try for the second birth. And in the case of second birth, you have to give birth yourself through yourself. And that is a painful process. Jnanam Anantam. But when Jnana happens, understanding happens, you have a rejoice. That's why on convocation, students that take their hat, of course, we are moving away from that system. We should have our Indian attire, a hat, coat, t-shirt. You should wear on occasion, but in convocation, we will start with our Indian costume. But typically, students throw hat. I think there should be a research. How high and how with ecstasy, how much with ecstasy, students throw hat in the sky on the day of convocation. The height of the cap thrown is directly proportional to the commitment of the institution towards education. I think this may be the right result. Because if I have passed through a system where everybody passed me without any struggle, will I throw hat? If I throw it, will be 1 centimeter height. But if my professors were tough and I had a danger that whether I will get passed or not, but once I pass, then you throw the hat. Same thing happens in a close match in final. Teams celebrate better when they had also a threat to get defeated. And where the victory is clearly visible in the 13th over of 20-over match, after the end of the match, it is just a kind of, let us say, an ordinary celebration. So in this entire journey of institution, which has seen many ups and downs, we have seen that there is a trajectory and a kind of trend line is going towards progress. And we are progressing in all kinds of activities, either it is teaching or training or research or consulting. And we are also achieving little heights. I have some data also, but I don't want to place here. And in this entire journey, today, very in simple words, I would say that it is time to say that we shall focus ourselves to the central point of the institution, that is assimilation and creation and dissemination of knowledge. And apart from that, you also create an ecosystem so that we can be useful for society, for the industry, for the environment around. So with this, I welcome our chief guest, I welcome our chairman, I welcome all our stakeholders, all our well-wishers who are attending through online, all dear students, celebrate, and let there be celebration in your heart that we are here witnessing our 11th Foundation Day. So all entire IMT family, kudos and happy birthday to our lovely Indian Institute of Management, Tiruchirappalli. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. You beautifully highlighted the role of all stakeholders in making the institute what it is today. It's the faculty and staff and the alumni here that create a nurturing environment for us students and ignite the flame in us that shines through everywhere we go. We would now like to invite Mr. Jalaj Dani, Chairman Board of Governors, IIM Trichy. Mr. Dani is the co-promoter of Asian Paints and has served the company for over 2 decades in various capacities. He is also a member of the National Skill Development Agency and as a part of the Pradhan Mantri Kaushalya Vikas Yojana Steering Committee, both of which function under the Government of India's Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Member of Steering Committee, Department for Promotion of Industry and Trade, Scale and Brand India Cell, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and member of Advisory Committee of FIT India, chaired by Union Minister, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. He also serves as independent director on the board of HDFC Limited and Havells India Limited. Over the last 8 years, he has devoted significant time in philanthropic activities, which he believes is crucial for shaping the society. He personally oversees initiatives in education touching lives of more than 10,000 students in rural Gujarat. He is involved in infant and women's health initiatives for which he has been working with more than 800 health workers in 2 districts of Gujarat and skilling sports professionals like physical education teachers to high performance coaching and support services. We would now like to request you to address the gathering, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. I want to extend all of you in this room, and also the people who have digitally logged in today. This important milestone. Foundation Day is a day to remember and thank the people who came together, who conceived an institution like this, took various initiatives. Some of them were bold, some of them were courageous, and that's what we are seeing today. It's a small sampling that was planted a decade and a half, maybe 2 decades ago, in that sense. And we are seeing what we are enjoying today are the fruits of all that effort. Lots of choices, I think, people before us made, and I want to make sure that we recognize them today and thank them, because without their initiative, without their vision, without them making those choices, this institute wouldn't be here, and at least I wouldn't be in this room, engaging with all of you physically and digitally. So friends, I start with the members on the dais here. I want to thank our chief guest, somebody who in many ways knows the institute even better than many of us here. He has held our hand through this journey over all these years. Somebody who has come to campus many times, somebody who has helped his organization and IIM Trichy work together on many developmental projects. So thank you very much, sir, for readily coming today and spending the time with us. We are all the more touched because you have come physically. Lots of uncertainties as far as health issues are concerned. Very heartening for all of us, very encouraging for all of us to have you here in person. Thank you very much. And we look forward to your address, the thoughts that you will share with us in the next few minutes. Many other firsts today for me personally. I want to welcome our new director. I haven't been to the campus. As a matter of fact, I met him in person last evening for the first time.
Thank you.
The whole process of shortlisting, selection, and induction onwards, everything as far as I am concerned has been done digitally as far as he's concerned. It was good to engage with you yesterday evening in person and look forward to the full day today. We are all here, and I speak here on behalf of the Board of Governors. We are aware of our responsibilities and our obligations. And we look forward to working with you and the leadership team here on campus in taking this great institute to the next level, and look forward to engaging with you constructively along with others on this campus. So I want to extend you a very warm welcome. I also want to take this opportunity to thank, I think most important are actually, and if I may say that, the non-teaching staff, the administrative staff, because they are the people who have come on this campus and ensured that everything as far as this campus was working and was here to help the faculty and the student in these last 21 months. I haven't been to this campus for the last 21 months, and I had a 35 minute walk first thing in the morning, and the campus looks good. The campus looks well looked after. Campus looks safe. Campus looks like a place which you can call home, both for students and for the faculty members. And I want to personally thank, and I know most of them are not in the room here today, but later I will personally like to meet the non-teaching staff and thank them. It's a lot of risk to come to work. It's a risk not only for you, but for your family members. The children are only getting vaccinated since yesterday, and the elders were very, very susceptible. But to come to campus and do what is required every single day, they made it possible without worrying about taking the infection home and exposing their elders or children in their family. And I really want to make sure that on behalf of the whole Board of Governors and everybody else associated with the Institute, I want to thank them. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the faculty. The reason the students come here are because of you. The reason we get this ranking is because of all of you. The reason we work with other corporates for other programs and consulting assignments is because of all of you. And the way of learning, the way of engaging, the whole pedagogy has changed. It's evolved in a very different way. And we really don't know what it will be in the next few years. But all of you have adapted to this change. All of you have embraced what it takes to engage with the students, impart knowledge, and do many other things as far as the students are concerned digitally. And I salute all of you for doing this. The learning and the relearning process, which was referred to earlier, we all have to go through this continually. All of us in corporate have also adapted to this, and so have all of you. And all of you have been on campus. All of you are now in classrooms like this and many other classrooms, again at risk. But all of you are here because we are all here for us, fellow students. And I'm just thankful to all of you. And I just want to, I'll be meeting all of you later in the afternoon after lunch today. I just want to again show our commitment to all of you for what it takes to take this institute together with all of you and the director to the next level. It's also important at this stage to thank the earlier chairman, Mr. Damodaran. Big shoes to fill, if you ask me, and the other directors and the Board of Governors members who have been part of this journey of the Institute. All this is not possible without students, and more than students, I think it's the corporates and the parents who are supporting the journey as far as the students are concerned. I was so happy to hear the numbers. So many of you have come here in person on campus, and some of you have probably otherwise finished your whole course digitally. So I have a 22-year-old and a 21-year-old. one doing masters and one bachelor's, and I know how excited they are to engage with fellow students and build relationships and also engage with faculty. So I want to welcome all of you because now I'm for the first time personally on campus, as I said, in 21 months. And I look forward to engaging with you also later in the afternoon, evening today, learning from you what else we can do together and how we can take the institute to the next level. Alumni is important too. We have a small base today because we are a very young institute. But I have seen some of them reaching out and helping as far as the institute is concerned. I see very many of you in this room very smartly dressed. I think the placement season is also on. And good luck to all of you. And I want to thank all the corporates who work with us as far as that initiative is concerned. Because one of the reasons we come is to learn. The other is to, of course, make sure that we are well placed and we come out to this institute. And that's something important for us also. Doesn't matter who we are in the institute to help you on this journey. I just want to say this is your home. This is where you learned a few things. Keep on coming back, keep on giving back to the institute in one way or the other. We are all here and we are hungry for your inputs. So please don't forget that when you leave this campus. I hope to see you more in person. And we intend to have some of these engagements or interactions in other parts of India, first with the alumni and maybe some other parts of the world. But it's important for you to stay engaged with this institute where you have spent 2 years or some of you even longer. So with this, I want to again welcome all of you on the 11th Foundation Day. Look forward to many more celebrations, many more milestones, some of us in this room and many more who will come after us and help take this institute to the next level. That's the commitment. That's the promise I want to make on behalf of the people who help conceive this institute, help bring this institute to this level, that we will act responsibly, we will be committed on this journey. I think we have a beautiful logo. And if it is about eternal knowledge, it is about this journey. We will do it together. Look forward to traveling on this road together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your words expressing gratitude towards the efforts of the founding team, the faculty, non-teaching staff in making IIM Trichy our home. We are grateful for the constant support provided by the Board of Governors, and having you here is always a pleasure. It's now time for our much-awaited memoir, A Decade of IIM Trichy. We deem it our honor to invite our chief guest to release the memoir. Along with him, we invite our chairman, director, deans, Professor Harish Kumar, Professor Abhishek Kumar Totawar, Dr. Ella Vargan, and Sri Muthu Kumaran to the dais.
COVID will go, but photograph will remain for a few seconds. Remove your mask.
11-year journey with and without mask. Can I request one or two of you to come on this side? I think it will be more balanced.
At least one. Yeah. Come. Okay. That's symmetrical.
Please. Thank you. It's okay.
Faster.
Oh, there's one for everyone.
One this side. Abhishek ji, do we have everyone? We have?
Yeah.
Let us open it, sir. Straight. Yes. Yes. All right. Please. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We have designed a student team project called Make a Difference. The main objective of Make a Difference is to sensitize our students about social issues in our society, and the best projects are awarded every year. I request the chief guest to present the best project award of the year to Mr. Divyansh Gupta. Praveen Udesurian. Anne Mary Michael. Mr. Shashwat Jain. Congratulate Mr. Kartik Natarajan and Mr. Rishikesh Menon in absentia.
Please sit down.
Employee recognition is all about acknowledging the hard work and accomplishments of individuals. It is about creating an emotional connect. And here we invite our faculty and staff members who have completed 10 years of service at our institute. We now invite our chairman, sir, to felicitate the employees who have graced our esteemed institute with more than 10 years of their service. Let's invite them with a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Professor Godwin Tennyson. Professor Somen Majumdar.
You are a backbencher.
Professor Harish Kumar. Professor K.V. Nityananda. Professor Jang Bahadur Singh. Dr. K. Elavargan. Mrs. B. Priya. C. Rajalakshmi. Hemlata Sirikumar. We would like to invite you all once again for a group photograph.
If we come in front, so that two rows there. It's okay. Here it is okay. Or should we all come this side? Whatever you suggest. You should suggest. Okay. Please come, sir. This side. Please. Please come. Will not come. He'll come. He has gone to a distance.
We would love to hear about a few nostalgic moments and memorable incidents from few of our felicitated employees. I request some of you to please share your memories with us.
Interesting.
Welcome. Come.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Director, faculty, my dear colleagues, and all students. Let me take a moment to thank the Almighty for giving me an opportunity to work in a secure and it is a very secure place and in a pleasing environment. So here, all are very inspiring, highly skilled people. So it gives me a great pleasure to work among all these people. I thank you, sir, for this memorable gesture, on this journey of the decade here. And it's always a token of appreciation will make an individual enhance their contribution in a more meaningful way. So I take this opportunity to thank again one and all here and director, chairman and all others. Thank you.
Gopal.
Respected Chairman, Mr. Dani, Chief Guest, the Director, my colleagues, students, members of the press. When someone yesterday suggested I should say a few words, my first thought was, oh, this guy doesn't know what he is getting. He will learn. First of all, I thank all of you present and not present for putting up with me for the last decade. I think I should thank everyone for that. This institute has been quite tolerant, nice. The kind of boundaries we have transgressed within a government system, I think is commendable, and I should thank the leadership, colleagues, friends, staff members. It was fun. We did teach knowledge, yes, but I think we did impart a lot of life skills. One thing what stands out was definitely the humane attitude which I had. Just to put record, this strikes. We have had 2 regular chairmen and 2 interim chairmen. That's what we had. First, we had Mr. Damodar. At least a few things I would reminisce. One is with all that, with Mr. Damodar, one thing was very clear. Medical expenses, he said, rules should not stop. I've seen him clear approvals, give sign, walking in the corridor, using my discretion as chairman. Of course, he had the stature. Nobody would even ask. When Mr. Damodar personally writes the note and signs, it goes in. Then, of course, for a short time, we had Mr. Oberoi. Then we had Mr. Sharma. I had some instance as member of the board. Extremely humane approach. The same instant, I should also thank you, sir. I'll remind you of the instant where, unpleasant decisions are taken, but let us make it, instead of chucking somebody out from a flying airplane, let's make it as soft a landing as possible. I think I should thank Mr. Sharma, who was just your predecessor for a short time, was secretary in the Ministry of HIDI. Yourself for that extremely humane approach to people. Second, if I have to reminisce, whenever, at least till date, if I have to remember one instant, if I can be happy and proud, was a small little catalytic role I could play in the process. I think it was a few months or a few weeks. I think it was 2017.
before Dr. Agnihotri was remitting office. We could regularize 8 junior residents who were on contract for a couple of years, renewable contract, they were getting married and so on. We could completely, with the process, regularize. And I think if I have to look back and say, is there something which you feel comfortable, you feel happy that you did something? I think whatever little role I played in that. Everything else is fun. Yes, we got paid, we got salary. This will happen anyway. If you ask, did that make a difference to people? I prefer and I feel happy to believe that it did, and I think it did make it. So I think for many, if you are on contract for years and suddenly saying that you are getting a regular quote unquote not so legal word as a permanent job in a central government institution, I think it made a difference to their families. It made a difference to their confidence. And I think this is what rest of the things would come. We had our ups, we had our downs, we had fought. The other thing was, of course, joyfully 2 things. I think Godwin, who's here. Sorry, Dr. Godwin. Somehow, his teachers have been my classmates. So somehow with Godwin, I always have a feeling that, he could have been in my class. Some of his most favorite, teachers have been my classmates. The first term when we started the Chennai Center, traveling every week, and it was a Godwin, and then I think we had Suresh, I think we were teaching that term on UB, and I think the third course was marketing, right? I don't know. Godwin, we used to travel, a lot of time we used to travel, train, and the only problem for the Godwin is that Indian Railways never made berths for his size. That is the only thing. And with that, I think once again, I thank everyone, especially the kind of unreasonable pressures I had put on admin, unreasonable demands I have made, and thank you very much for all that. Good luck.
Honorable Chief Guest of today's function, most respected Chairman BOG, most respected Director, respected Deans, respected faculty members, staff members, students, friends, and alumni. Good morning. It's a pleasure and honor to share my journey 10 years here. I still remember that I started in September 2011 in NIT campus, a small table and a desktop. And I still remember that time, the chairperson of the library committee is Apalak. Now he is an XLRA. And he actually helped me to develop a library where we don't have single books, nothing was there, no budget. But still he is the one with the team of actually committee members helped us to develop a hybrid library that time itself. I'm talking about 2011. And actually we tried to increase the footfall. And later, Professor Vishnu, he took over as the chairperson. And he actually helped me, not just to developing the library with a collection of materials, both print as well as the digital format, but he insisted that we have to engage the student community, particularly through a lot of events. And in fact, he is the one actually helped me to engage the students through a lot of library events. And then later, I think Jung has taken over as the chairperson. And he is the one instrumental for many development. Today we are sitting in the library, big library. And in fact, we bring the new concept in Indian B schools, what we call it as the learning hub, where people provided different spaces It is not just only for learning space, and also you can live, you can work. So that's the one I think probably we bring the first time in India. I have to thank Jem, who is the one actually instrumental and supporting for me to bring this concept. I think later, I remember that Professor Paprias took over as a chairperson to the committee of members. And that also a very memorable year, 2018, we were able to actually conduct a remarkable international conference. And it's one of the biggest conferences in India for the library and information science. And I have to thank the whole team as well. And now I have a chairman, Professor Suresh Paul Anthony. Because he got a long vision. Actually, he actually asked me to draft a strategic plan for next 10 years, not just actually developing the infrastructure, providing structure, but how do we actually increase the footfalls? How do we reach maximum number of user community and maximize the usage? That's an important thing that we are working on that. I'd like to thank all my chairpersons, committee members of the library committee. And also I'd like to thank all my directors, Praful sir, Maitri sir, and current director, Dr. P.K. Singh Ji, for continuous support and guidance and advice to run the library in a very efficient manner. This is one of the best libraries in India, I can proudly say. And also I'd like to thank all the faculty members who actually helped me to improve the physical collection as well as the digital collection time to time. And also I'd like to thank all the student community who is the one actually going to use and then using it, get the benefit. Also I'd like to thank all the staff members of IIM community along with the alumni. Thank you very much.
Good morning to all of you. I think let me thank the current management for this nice gesture by felicitating all the senior employees of the organization. It's really appreciated. I noticed that there are only two things that I can remember or I can quote here in this few minutes. One is how this institution has grown, and second one, how has this institution helped me grow. These are two things that I can share. As Dr. Villa was mentioning, we started in a very small group and we used to book our slots for the computer. There was only one computer, one internet that was provided by 19 minutes building. And we used to book our slots, so we used to go this time for using that computer. But there we've reached a stage where even our cell phones have got computers and getting it. So that's a stage, that's the level of growth that we've seen in this institution for the last 10 years. We've seen where we were a very small, closely knit family of faculty members, staff members, everybody knew everybody, including our spouses, our kids, everybody knew them. Now we've grown substantially in terms of size, but still we are a small community within our campus and outside of campus. So that community feeling is what I'm very proud of this institution in the last years. And in terms of the students, what I remember is the first few years, I think first 3-4 years, I remember most of them, what have they become, where they landed up, what are the incidents that took place in the class, all that I remember very fondly, and I keep quoting to a lot of my students who interact with me. But this is what happened at that branch. But now you're not that close, number of students have increased, and I think it's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But these are 2-3 things that I remember about the institution. And one thing that I'd like to, the other thing that I want to highlight here is how has it helped me? Yesterday, not yesterday, yesterday I was watching this movie called Chichore. It was fondly, probably. When I landed in IIM Trichy, as it says, no, more Koreans. And now, for the last 10 years, they've made me what I've come. More experience in terms of, not only in terms of years, but in terms of the world perspective, wisdom, especially people like Professor Gopal, Praful, Suresh, that's helped me in understanding a lot of things about the world, about the community, about work, about the ethics, about the behavior, about the attitude. For that, I thank the entire institution, the faculty members, the staff members, and the administration for giving me this opportunity for self-help. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you all for sharing your wonderful experiences and thoughts with us. We hope you make many more memories to cherish in the years to come. We would now like to invite our chief guest for the day, Mr. Sadish Babu, to share a few words from his life and experience. Sir is the Executive Director, Human Resources for NLC India Limited, a Navratna, Government of India enterprise. Apart from having completed his Masters in Business Administration, so also holds a Masters in Social Work. He is a seasoned HR leader with over 3 decades of experience in the HR domain. Prior to NLC, he was the Chief Executive Officer, COVID-19 Management, NLCIL, NTPL Tuticorin, NUPPL Uttar Pradesh, and Talavera, Odisha. He has also served on the Advisory Committee of National Board for Workers. He was the chairman, group of 9 schools comprising 4,500 students, and Kendriya Vidyalaya, Neyveli, comprising 1,435 students. Chapter chairman and life member at the National Institute of Personnel Management, and is a life member of the Indian Society for Training and Development and NHRD network. We now request Sir to address the gathering.
Very good afternoon to one and all. On the occasion of 11th Foundation Day, I pray for abundance, countless blessings, and many breakthroughs for IIM Trichy and all the leadership team and the faculty members and the students who are pursuing their career. And I take this opportunity to convey my sincere gratitude and thanks for inviting me to share my thoughts on this memorable birthday of this institution. Most respected Chairman, Board of Governors, respected Director of IIM Trichy, respected former directors of IIM Trichy, respected professors, Professor Sadish, Professor Prasad Gupta, some familiar faces sitting, and other senior professors and professors, scholars, and aspiring managers and aspiring leaders. Once again, very good afternoon to all of you. Neither I am a teacher, nor a scholar, nor a professional speaker. But I have gained certain over a period of time, 30 years plus experience in corporate sector, which I would like to share with 1 or 2 case studies also. See, I have been working mostly in government organizations, and I have been closely associating with leaders at CMD level, CEO level, and directors level for quite some time. What I have observed in them, who makes a good leader? Before me talking here, speaking, our Professor Gopal was mentioning a very relevant point, which I also wanted to impress upon. What the quality of a leader should be humane, which he was highlighting during his talk. So what I find mostly managers, especially those who are trained from business institutes and those who are trained in training institutes, or while they're taking decisions, they rely more on data and analysis. But I found leaders, of course, they rely on data and analysis, but at the same time, they are guided by their own intuition. They are more intuitive. they are down to earth. They apply their common sense and they are more humane, which I would like to substantiate with a case study. You must have heard about this Pamban Bridge. Way back in 1964, on the December 23rd night, the train traveling from from Mandapam to Rameswaram was washed away in the night with the tidal waves as high as 15 meters. Those days we were not aware about tsunami. Probably it must have been tsunami. The entire train got washed away and 220 passengers who were traveling in the train, as nobody was alive. And that bridge is a 2-kilometer bridge, railway bridge, meter gauge bridge, consists of 146 steel girders, each girder with a span of 40 feet. So out of 146 girders, 126 got washed away. And no person is alive. Next day, the news hit the headlines. And you know the sensitivity of the issue, because most of the people from north, they are very fond of visiting Rameswaram and Kashi, because it's a very holy place for them. So this was discussed in the parliament, and parliament, then railway minister has given a mandate to then railway GM of Madras to restore the bridge as quick as possible. But they conducted a aerial survey, they conducted a foot survey, but they had no hope of restoring the bridge, because it is very difficult to reach that spot, because there are no other means of communication, road or any other means of transportation available at that point of time. But there was a directive from government. We are working in government sector, we know when ministry insists, we somehow we have to prepare ourselves to complete the process. So railway has called an engineer, civil engineer. He was just 32 years of old age, and he was summoned. He was during enjoying his Christmas vacation in Kerala when he was invited. I am not mentioning his name, but you will later come to know whom I am referring to. But he was invited and he was given a target time of 6 months to complete the bridge, to restore the bridge. He went to the spot. He took stock of the situation, and he was also not having much hope. And they recommended that instead of restoring the bridge, there was another bridge planned, road connectivity planned at that time that can be speeded up. That was the proposal given, but ministry did not allow. So he was forced to go ahead with the project. So the 126 girders have to be fabricated from Assam and Punjab and brought to the site. So by all estimation, it could not be completed before 6 months, because that was the right estimation. But believe it or not, this project was completed in 46 days of time. So how he has done it? That is because why I'm telling this is because first statement I made, they go by their intuition, they go by their common sense, down to earth approach. What he found, he maybe with the local engineering, with the local fishermen in the vicinity, he talked to them, called them, discussed with them, and engaged divers to salvage the girders already washed, and it is in the seabed. So one by one, he engaged divers to identify where it is. Some of the girders were found 2 kilometers away from the spot. Some were found 1 kilometer away from the spot. And why I'm telling this is because there was no directive for him to do that. He was asked to restore the bridge in 6 months' time. He had to speed up the process of getting the girders from the Assam and the Punjab. So That is the expected mandate out of a leader. But what he done extra mile. He walked the extra to locate the gutters from the seabed and salvage. And one by one he took it and he could complete the work in 46th day. So that is a kind of leadership he has exhibited. And that same gentleman, when he retired from service, on the day of his retirement, he was invited to head. He was appointed as MD and chairman of another major project, breakthrough project from economic point of view of the country's Konkan Railway. He was asked to head that project. You know that project is a 756 kilometers project, railway line, broad gauge line connecting Mumbai and Mangalore. And it is passing through the very difficult terrains of West Coast. And by doing this connectivity, the distance between, travel distance between Cochin and Mumbai is reduced by 650 kilometers. And I will just explain the magnitude of, because some of you might be civil engineers here, the magnitude of that project, because it consists of more than 83 kilometers of tunneling, and some tunnels are 6 kilometers, and more than 9 tunnels are 3 kilometers, and 146 bridges, and some bridges are more than 2 kilometers, and some embankments are 2 to 3 kilometers length with 25 meters height. So apart from this project is passing through many villages where he had to acquire 40,000 land from 40,000 landowners. And apart from these two technical challenges or social challenge, he had faced one more challenge, is financial challenge, because that time the budget was 2,400 crore rupees for completing this project, but railway has sanctioned only 400 crore rupees. So by that estimation, that project could be completed only in 30 years of time. But what he did, again, leadership. He done a financial re-engineering by inviting the states. The line was passing through, the railway line was passing through Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka and Kerala, but it's not passing through Kerala, but Keralites are the most beneficiaries of the project. So he invited 4 states and he formed a corporation, first time called the Konkan Railway Corporation, and wherein he roped in 4 states with 51 partnering from railway and 49 partnering from 4 states put together. And it was estimated that project would be completed 30 years after he has completed in 7 years of time. So that is again, while he was in Konkan Railway as CMD, he was invited again to head the Delhi Metro project. Delhi Metro project, it was a first 64 kilometer line. It was estimated, the government has mandated 10 years of time to complete the project with the 10,500 crore project, but he again completed in 6 years and 3 months. 7 years and 3 months. That is 2 years and 9 months ahead of schedule. And again, the fourth one, second metro, that is second phase of metro, 124 kilometers. That estimated time was 6 years and the project cost was 24,000 crores. First project, no time overrun, no cost overrun, first project. Second project, 24,000 crores. He could complete it 4.5 years because there was a mandate again from government during the phase of the program that Commonwealth Game was to be started. At that time, the government wanted the Commonwealth Game because it's one station near Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, where the last line, the 6th line was inaugurated on the day of Commonwealth inauguration. And that day, 75,000 the persons who have visited that inaugural ceremony could be evacuated through that Delhi metro system. So how this is possible is the leadership style. the culture, work culture he has brought in the company, in the organization where he was working. Because from the day one, he was insisting on punctuality, value of time, the value of integrity, the value of ethics. Because every meeting he conducts, he insists upon the value of integrity and ethics. And that has built, the shared value concept. The whole group, the whole team share the value, the corporate value, the culture of the company, the philosophy of the company is shared by every team member. More than that, he has made the purpose of the organization, the purpose of the project known to every member of the team by infusing them the social responsibility they are going to discharge, the benefit they are going to give to the society through the projects. For example, the Konkan Railway project, over a period of 20 years, though the initial expenditure was 2,400 crore, it has earned by way of travel cost alone to over 20 years of service, 24,000 crores. But time is not taken, time saved is not taken. Similarly, the project at Delhi, today Delhi Metro is almost 30 plus lakhs passengers are traveling every day. That means 3 lakh vehicles are off the road. And because of this metro, 3 lakh tons of fossil fuel import is saved. And every day, 125 tons of emission, that is carbon emission, is saved. More than that, travel time for the passengers is reduced up and down 56 minutes for every passenger. If you multiply in terms of the 30 lakh plus passengers, you can imagine how many hours of man hours is saved. So the leader of the project has infused to the social responsibility, the benefit the society, the project is going to give. That has made the team to motivate, or it is a self-motivation for everyone to complete the project on time. And because of the punctuality concept, he insisted from the value-based punctuality and ethic and integrity, which he has. There is absolutely no corruption case. There is no CVC case. There is no vigilance case. There is no CPA case in any of the projects where he was heading. Why I'm telling all these things is because being a government sector, we are subjected to CVC, we are subjected to CBI, we are subjected to vigilance, audit, and so on and so forth. But he, from the day one, he was providing a shield, providing a circle of safety, which one book on leadership written by Simon Sinek, which talked about a concept called the circle of safety. A leader should provide a circle of safety or provide an umbrella to the people whom they are working for. So that circle of safety will build a lot of trust and mutual cooperation and collaboration in an organization. So that was really demonstrated by a leader who could do all the projects ahead of schedule. In India, any government project is delayed, but with a few exceptions like this. And that, like with this experience, I can very well come to a conclusion that it is any organization success or failure is solely based on the leadership excellence. It is not the managerial acumen or managerial skills of the people working there. So one more concept I want to just out of my experience, what I understood is not only the responsibility of leaders to lead, but they have to create more leaders. A leader is an effective leader only if he creates more leaders. That is a concept I believe in. That is what happened in Mumbai in 2008 when Taj Mahal Hotel was attacked by terrorists. You must have definitely taken up this case study during your studies. there are the banquet managers, there were telephone operators, there were chefs who were normal circumstances. Such a terrorist attack, people would have flee or ran away, but all the staff, around 500, they were only in the mode of rescuing and helping the guest to come out of the crisis. Some of them took bullets to safeguard the guest. So all this it is a case study, but it is a leadership from below. How this leadership is developed? Because of the culture, because of the trust and confidence the leaders have built in the rank and file of the guys. How it could be done? It is through delegation, it is through empowerment, and it is through trusting the different layers of the organization. Then only it is possible. Because if an organization, CMD or a director wants to do everything without believing his down below layers, things will be held up. So empowerment, real empowerment will take place if the leadership gives the delegation, empowerment, and even the allowance for making mistakes. Definitely mistakes are bound to happen, but there should be a tolerance for mistake. Then only people grow. People can grow only if such allowance is given. So a good leader should take risk of developing leaders by allowing such tolerance. So these are some of the concepts which has come to my mind. What makes a good leader? But again, from personal perspective, we are all leaders because naturally, according to Simon Sinek, the best leader is mother. The biological mother is the best leader because biological mother is ready to sacrifice her life for the child, for her child or his. So she is the best leader. So when biological mother is the best leader, so all of us are leader in some form or other. Either you are a mother or a father or you are a departmental head or a professor. So everyone is a leader in some form or other. So how we can be a better leader? So I am just proposing 3 things, which again, it is not read from any book, which is out of my experience, what I gained. Number 1 is expect more from myself. So we do expect from others. We do expect a lot from society. We do expect from professors. Being a student, we expect from teachers. We expect from the institute. But are we ready to introspect that? Are we ready to introspect that we expect more from ourselves? So my today should be some way, in some form or other, better than yesterday. My tomorrow should be better than today. If that motto is there, definitely the growth will take place. That is one. Second thing, we come across people who succeed in life. We come across people who fail often. But the biggest lesson we should learn is that when we succeed, it should not feed our ego. And it should be when ego is dominant, we will not listen to people. We will not be listening to ideas because we want to thrust our ideas on others. So when success comes, let the success do not feed our ego. When failure comes, let us not take the failure as a failure. Let us take it as a maturity game or it is a lessons learned. This is the second one. Third one, we get a chance to live only once. So let us leave a legacy in some form or other. Create something legendary. Try to create something useful. Even after our departure, people will remember that legacy. Only a legacy will make your existence meaningful in the sense millions of people are coming and going. It's a mere statistical entity, but very few are remembered, not because of they are remembered for their contribution, the legacy they have made. Because even the IAMs, what we are sitting today, where we are sitting today is legacy of one visionary leader. The IITs are the legacy of one visionary leader. So what during our stay, maybe 60 years, 80 years, 90 years, what is the legacy we are going to leave? That will speak for us. So this is some of the thoughts which may be relevant, which may not be relevant, but what I request, just introspect over the three things which I told, is that expect more from myself. Let the success be not feed our ego, and let us try to leave a legacy. Thank you very much for this opportunity, a wonderful opportunity given to me, and it's a really privilege for me to address such an august audience. I once again wish IIM Trichy and the leadership team all the very best and success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those real-life experiences, inspiring us to be future leaders who would rely on both data and intuition while being humane and down to earth. Punctuality and ethics will be the principles that we would remember to stand by. Your experiences provided us with a lot of insights and learnings for us to take back. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. Satish Babu, and our chairman, Mr. Jalaj Tan, for gracing this occasion with their presence. We extend sincere thanks to our director, sir, and faculty and staff for inspiring us with their words.
A special thanks to all who organized this event and made it a success. Thank you to all present here, faculty, staff, and students for joining us in celebrating this auspicious day and making it memorable. With this, we have reached the end of the function. I request everyone to stand up for the national anthem.
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Uttara Vanga Vindhya Himachal Yamuna Ganga Ujjala Jaladhi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jave तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
To mark this auspicious occasion, we have organized a tree plantation drive. We request everyone to proceed towards the south side of the building.
One point more. Just wait for a second.
Now we would like the director sir to present a memento to our guests.
Yes.
Thank you. Just to be packed. Whatever. No, you gave really good as far as engineering is concerned, as far as project technique. And this plantation is very inspiring.
We have organized.
We all complain about circumstances.
We have organized a tree plantation drive to mark this auspicious occasion. We request everyone to proceed towards the south side of the admin building near the compound wall for the same.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Said also.
Yeah,